licensed religious science practitioner at Seaside Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm honored to be here at Columbus Center for Spiritual Living leading meditation this morning. And so I invite you now to just go on ahead and close your eyes if that's comfortable. Turn your energy and your attention within into that quiet place, that sacred place which lives at the core of all. And as you return to the sacred chapel at your center, allow yourself to become more conscious of your breath, allowing the mind to quiet, allowing yourself to drop from the head into the heart space, into that place where awe and wonder live. And in this place, I invite you to notice a door. And when you feel ready, move toward that door, toward that sacred threshold, and simply allow yourself to move through it. No rush, no hurry to get to any particular place. Just simply noticing that which is around you. As you walk, just take a moment to breathe into the space, allowing yourself to see, to hear, to notice all of the miraculous things. And as you travel, allow yourself to come to a place that feels completely peaceful, completely comfortable. And when you arrive there, make yourself at home. And again, just sink a little bit deeper into that place of perfect peace and perfect calm. And begin to notice your body, beginning at the crown of your head. What do you feel there? What kind of thoughts may be racing through the space? Just allow any tension, any thoughts, anything other than pure peace to go. And then moving down into your neck, into your throat chakra. And again, just taking a moment to notice the sensations there. Is there any tension? Any discomfort? Just release that and allow it to go. And traveling a little further down the body into the arms, allowing your muscles to relax, allowing your body to sink just a little more deeply into that comfortable space that you found. Breathing into your heart space. Notice what emotions are there. What might you be carrying with you from things that have gone before, from worries about what might be coming some other time? Just release those as well and allow yourself to be completely present in the space, completely grounded in it. And dropping again into your belly. What are you holding there? few deep cleansing breaths. And again, allowing the attention to drift a little bit lower into the base of the spine and into the legs. Allowing yourself to root down a little more deeply, to feel that security that is the divine, that security that is always around you. And from this safe space, from this grounded space, just allowing yourself to open up to beauty and open up to awe, to marvel in the sensation of your breath, of your body, of your beating heart, of the beauty that is all around you now. Let's just take a few moments and be in silence here. invite you to slowly bring your attention back to that breath, back into your body. Perhaps inviting just a little bit of movement back in, wiggling a finger, wiggling a toe, perhaps a little stretch. And as we bring our attention back into the room, always remember that this place of peace, this place of awe, is one that is always there for us, always awaiting, just within us. It is a place that we can return to time and time again. And so, as we begin to move and open our eyes, remember to take just a little bit of this awe back into your day, back into the room and into the world with you. And remember to notice it wherever you are, whether it's in the rising sun, in a drop of dew on a blade of grass, in a snowflake, or in one of your fellow community members' smiles. And so I welcome you now to open your eyes and just bring your awareness fully back into this space. It has been my pleasure to lead this meditation this morning.
It's Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Tammy Evans. I am a licensed religious science practitioner, and I'll be sharing the announcements today. A huge thank you to everyone joining us today in person and on our Facebook page for meditation and for Sunday celebration. Another big thank you to everyone that contributes to our center, the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. Your donations and pledges help us celebrate here on Sundays and provide online inspiration too. Our 2022 pledge campaign has officially launched. As of today, we are at $72,440 of our 2022 pledge goal of $95,000. If you would like to pledge for 2022, please contact the office for a pledge campaign packet, or you can pick one up here in the lobby. Everyone is invited to attend our quarterly community meeting today at 11:45 in the community room. You can also join us via Zoom. The Zoom link is in your e-newsletter dated January 5th. This will be a short meeting to get the community's final thoughts and feedback on the leadership's options presented at our last meeting. Based on the current pandemic, we are not planning to have a potluck, and the meeting will not last more than an hour. If you would like prayer after service or any time throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our Facebook page. Today, after service, our practitioners will be right outside in the ante room, just outside these doors. And that's the news for the day. Let's all stand and sing our opening song, Pour Yourself in Me, by Ricky Byers Beckwith.
And it is much more fun when we sing along. Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your joy in me, pour your joy into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour your love in me. Pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit.
Good morning. Good morning. We are a small and powerful, mighty group this morning. The nice little intimate gathering here this morning. So welcome. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. We are an inclusive organization. No matter where you are on your spiritual journey, no matter how you identify, no matter how you see yourself, no matter what, we see the God in you, we know the God in you, and you are welcome here. So welcome. Hello to all of you that are watching online as well. Please feel free to share our live stream to your own Facebook page. And we are glad that you are watching us here virtually, whether you're watching now as we live stream or whether you're watching later on. We are glad that you found us and glad that you're with us this morning. We will upload this service later on today to our YouTube channel at Columbus CSL. So as many of you know, we are continuing our search for the new senior minister, and to continue to hold the consciousness that will bring our new senior minister to us, we speak our sacred covenant at the beginning of each service. So please feel free to say this along with me, or to allow my words to become your words as I share our CSL new minister community prayer. I know Spirit expresses life itself through each person as the one perfect life that is God's life. I recognize God is loving, gracious, abundant, and wise. And these qualities of Spirit are my qualities, as well as the qualities of the whole Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. I know the power of affirmative prayer, and I claim by faith and mindful action that Spirit now guides our new senior minister to CCSL. I claim my new minister as a revelation of God as wholeness. I see our chairs filled with people and families who are attracted and inspired to science of mind and spirit, and our new minister inspiring us to be the best expression of spirit within us. I affirm now, our new minister helps CCSL grow and prosper, knowing that God resides in each of us and that we are co-creating with Spirit to fulfill our mission of making the world a place that works for everyone. I am thankful our prayers and affirmations bring this new minister to CCSL. I am grateful that we are building a strong and loving community of people who embrace love, wisdom, and the freedom to be a wise and loving expression of the One. I release this community prayer into the law, knowing that it is already done, and so it is. So now please read our mission statement along with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. So I'd like to thank Sarah Awad for that meditation this morning. She did it off the cuff in the very last moment, and you did a great job, Sarah. Thank you for stepping in and doing that with us this morning. Also, thank you for holding High Watch. I'd like to ask you if you would be willing to hold High Watch for our service today. She nodded her head. Thank you, Sarah. So that we can go deeper into consciousness together as a community. And so now I'd like to reintroduce our practitioner of the day, Tammy Evans. Tammy?
We now begin our sacred service. A reading from Ernest Holmes' Ideas for Living, page 18. When a person stands in awe of grandeur, something deep within him responds. Something within him embraces the ocean. Something within him melts into the mountain, and he becomes one with them. Now let the music take us within.
With every
There is only one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This cause manifests itself in and through all creation. It is not absorbed by its creation. It is the wonder that is seen every day. Everyone present in person and online are expressions of this one. I am the divine expressing as beauty, wholeness, and perfection. And I do this together with my community. I claim that I am that we are that. I remember that I am because you are, that we are because I am. I know that you are my other me and that I am your other you. I remember because my wonder reveals our oneness, our interconnectedness, those roots that bind us together as one. I stand in awe of how the movement of a butterfly's wings on one side of the world can affect the weather on the other side because we are that connected. And I claim wonder for the rest of our week for us as to see the unseen in our world that our busy lives cause us to miss. I'm so grateful today for the reminder of wonder, for reminders to notice the colors in the sky and remember the childish joy that we once all enjoyed. I'm so grateful for this awareness, and I release this into the law that's already said yes and has paved our week with wonder. I let it go, I let God, and so it is.
I
We may never know. We may never know. I love that idea. So today, we are talking about, like Tammy told us in our opening prayer, and Sarah mentioned in our meditation, we were talking about awe today. We're talking about wonder. And the Centers for Spiritual Living, our international organization, provides centers and speakers and ministers with talking points if we choose to use the themes of that come out that are provided to us. So we have a yearly theme, we have a monthly theme, and we have a weekly theme. And so here at Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, we do use these themes. And our theme for January is Living Everyday Wonder. And our weekly theme is Wonder, Wonder Everywhere. So it used to be, in Science of Mind, that we would start January, the first 4 weeks in January, with the first 4 chapters in the textbook. So we would kind of go back to basics. And I kind of like that tradition, kind of going back to basics. I personally love January 1st. I love the idea of starting anew, starting again. And at least for me, when I get the foundation of something, then I can build on that. So I just want to speak a little bit about just the basic philosophy of science of mind, or religious science, which we can use as interchangeably. And I'm going to use that with an example of a story that happened to me over the holidays of not being able to travel to Brazil, which is where we were supposed to go for the holidays, because I got COVID. So my mother's husband is Brazilian. He's been here for 40 years, but his family is still there. And my mother and her husband have a place down in southern Brazil, and so every couple years, my daughter and I get to travel with them and go down to Brazil for the holidays, which is great because when it's snowing or raining here in Ohio, it's sunny there because it's in the southern hemisphere, so it's summer, and they live right on the beach. Literally, you go downstairs, you walk across the street and the beach, and it's Brazil, so all the people are beautiful, of course. So we were supposed to leave Columbus on Christmas Eve, which was Friday, and it's about a 24-hour trip because they're in southern Brazil, it's a long way. And so in order to get into Brazil, we had to have a specific PCR test. So on Tuesday, my daughter and I got our PCR tests, which was within the 72-hour window. And Thursday, we were getting ready and we were packing, and I got a text from the airlines. Your flight has been canceled on Friday and rescheduled to Saturday. And this is where I want to talk about, looking back through this and talk about intuition and God. Because one of the premises here that we believe is that God is not an entity, a power, something out there, up there, that created Earth and then lets us all here to figure it out without any interference. Rather, we teach, believe, and practice that God, Spirit, the divine, Buddha, whatever you want to call it, this entity created everything out of itself and continues to create out of itself through you and me. So it is that idea that God is within me, within you, and beyond. And because God is within all of us, we can tap into all of the qualities of God, as Thomas Trord would say, love, light, life, joy, wisdom, beauty, and abundance, because we are the thing itself expressing. So we can tap into those things using our intuition. Well, let me tell you, I did not use my intuition because I really wanted to go to Brazil. I really wanted to be on the beach. So when I got the text that the flight had been canceled, I was like, hang on, let me make it. Let me call. Let me just see if there's any way we can get out on Friday. Because we were only going for like, I think it was 8 days. Let me see if we can get out on Friday. And I can tell you that I was not listening to my intuition, and boy, I was really trying to put this round peg into a square hole. We went through Orbitz, so I called Orbitz. I was on the phone waiting. They called me back in 2 hours. Then they had to call Delta. So basically, in a nutshell, my Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5:30 was me calling. And that was when the airlines were canceling flights, so the flight, the callback times were long. To only find out at 5:30 Thursday night that there was absolutely nothing I could do to make a flight happen on Friday. And I think it was there, and I think I've practiced this philosophy long enough to have forgotten it from 10, however many hours that is, for 7 hours, until I remembered, oh, Amy, oh my goodness. I just kept hitting roadblock after roadblock, but I wanted it so badly I couldn't put it down. And that's actually kind of unusual for me. So I found out that Thursday there were no flights going out to where we needed to get to on Friday, so we had to take the flight on Saturday. So that also meant that our COVID tests that we had to get had expired. And at $175 a piece, I had to get those again, which just added to my trying to put this round peg into the square hole. I got all this evidence. Well, what I also found out from Delta was that we didn't have to have this, we could have that PCR test, but we could also have an antigen test. So we're supposed to leave on Saturday. We go back to the urgent care to get the antigen test. And I go back in an hour to get the paperwork to show to the airlines. And the nurse says, come with me in this little room. I want to go over this with you. And she said, you're positive for COVID. And it was like, she might as well have told me the moon was made out of blue cheese. Like, my brain just couldn't grok it. I'm like, there's no way. Like, I totally felt fine. How could I have COVID? We're supposed to leave tomorrow. She said, I thought the same thing. I looked at it 3 times. So it turns out I was, for the most part, asymptomatic. I was tired, but that might have been trying to force that peg into that hole. But for the most part, I was asymptomatic. And when I sat with it, what I realized was that no matter how much I tried to push this, no matter how much I tried to manifest a flight on Friday, there was something bigger at work here. There was an omniscience that knew something bigger that I didn't know, that I wasn't surrendering to. Because the bigger omniscience, after looking back on it, because we can't always see things in the moment. Sometimes we need to look back on things to figure out what was going on. I realized when my daughter and I got our COVID test on Tuesday and we were both negative, I would have done the same thing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we would have flown Friday. And I probably would have still gotten COVID because I would have done the same thing and I wouldn't have known. So to be on 3 different planes, one for 12 hours, I could have spread the virus. And then when we got down to Brazil, my grandmother, who's down there, is 90. I could have spread the virus to her. So looking back on it, I can see that omniscience was there. It was trying to guide me, but I wasn't hearing. I was going, la, 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 I want to go to Brazil. But it was guiding me. And I can't help but to think, practicing this philosophy, practicing being quiet, practicing that oneness, that, and this is just coming to me now as I continue to mine this experience, that when we really truly believe and practice that there is a oneness, that life is for us and not against us, that life is good, which is life promoting, we can still be guided even when we don't know we're being guided. Because I really think, looking back on it now, that that's what was happening with me. So I was being guided even though I wasn't being, even though I didn't know it. God is always there. So, and also, so we ended up not going, and I took that week off. I didn't do schoolwork. I barely did housework. I watched the whole Twilight series. And it was, really, honestly, that was probably what I needed, was just to stop and do nothing. And because the airlines had canceled the flight on Friday, we scheduled it to Saturday, we got all of our money back. So now we're going to shift. We're going to shift to awe and wonder. And looking back on that story, for me, I can look back with awe and wonder. And I can honestly tell you, awe is not something that comes naturally for me. So awe and wonder. And I'd like to read you a poem called Today by Angela Morgan. Today. To be alive and such an age, with every year a lightning page turned in the world's greatest wonder book, whereon the leading nations look. When men speak strong for brotherhood, for peace and universal good, when miracles are everywhere, and every inch of common air throbs a tremendous prophecy of greater marvels yet to be, O thrilling age, O willing age. When steel and stone and rail and rod become the avenue of God, a trump to shout his thunder through, to crown the work that men may do, to be alive in such an age. When man, impatient of his cage, thrills to the soul's immortal rage, for conquest, reached goal on goal, travels the earth from pole to pole, garners the tempests and the tides, and on a dream triumphant rides. When hit with the lump of clay, a light more terrible than day, proclaims the presence of that force which hurls the planets on their course. O age with wings, O age that flings a challenge to the very sky, where endless realms of conquest lie, when earth on tiptoe strives to hear the message of a sister sphere. yearning to reach the cosmic wires that flash infinity's desires, to be alive in such an age that blunders forth its discontent with futile creed and sacrament, yet craves to utter God's intent. Seen beneath the world's unrest, creation's huge, untiring quest, and through tradition's broken crust, below the seething thought of man, the push of a stupendous plan. O age of strife, O age of life, when progress rides her chariots high on the borders of the sky, the signals of the century proclaim the things that are to be. The rise of women to her place, the rise of woman to her place, the coming of a nobler race, to be alive in such an age, to live in it, to give in it. Rise, soul, from thy despairing knees. What if thy lips have drunk the lees? Fling forth thy sorrows to the wind, and link thy hope with humankind. The passion of a larger claim will put thy puny grief to shame. Breathe the world, though, do the world deed. Think hugely of thy brother's need. And what thy woe, what thy weal, look to the work the times reveal. Give thanks with all thy flaming heart. Crave to have in it a part. Give thanks and clasp thy heritage, to be alive in such an age. I liked that poem because of that idea of the age that we're living in right now. Gosh, the age of unknowingness, the age of division and fear. And so talking about wonder, spiritual living, which is what we're about here, doesn't just happen on Sundays, doesn't just happen on your meditation cushion, or as we're reading spiritual things. Spiritual living is a way of being in the world. It's a filter through which we look at the world every moment of every day. And it's also about applying the spiritual tools that we talk about and the spiritual principles in every single area of our life. Just like that when our flight was canceled, I could have said, why do bad things always happen to me? But in applying that spiritual principle that God is good all the time, I can see the blessing in that. And I can see the awe and the wonder. So let's practice wonder, because wonder is everywhere. Wonder and awe are everywhere, waiting for us to awaken to it. We talk about it here sometimes. It's not about learning something new. It's about remembering. It's about awakening to who we really are. It's about igniting that and clearing the inner glass of the lantern so that we can see clearer the world. So wonder. It's everywhere. If you think about it, it's the car we drive. It's the house we live in. This Masonic temple. It's the neighbor's dog, the traffic light, the people. We encounter the opportunity to have wonder in every moment. So let's practice. Knowing that the divine is in absolutely everything. And this spiritual tool is to practice wonder everywhere. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and to think of an everyday object. Imagine. Once you have your object, take a look at it. Maybe hold it in your hand. Move it around. Look at it with a sense of wonder. Look at it with a sense of awe. Good. Look at it with a sense of amazement. Now, your object, what is it made of? Your object, what uses does it have? How is it shaped? What color is it? How is it designed? Who might have created it? What was the inspiration behind it? Allow yourself to really appreciate your object in its totality, all of its parts, its function, and its origin. Amazing. Now, notice how you use it. What muscles does your body use when you use that object? What movements happen when you use that object? Notice the complexities of your body and what is necessary to move those muscles. Isn't it incredible? Now, choose an object in nature. And do the same thing. What's it made of? What shape is it? What color is it? How is it designed? And of course, who might have created it? Allow yourself to appreciate the something in nature in its totality, its parts, its function, its origin. There is an awe-inspiring beauty everywhere when we look. When you're ready, open your eyes. So the object that you chose in the part of nature are an expression of God, And that small meditation that you did allowed you to pause and really be one with that object or that place in nature and appreciate it for what it was and the beauty that is what it is. So here's our conclusion and our call to action this morning. We are surrounded by and immersed in awe-inspiring beauty, wholeness, and perfection. The universe is abundant. There are no limits to the magnificence of the wonder Spirit has created. Each person, each flower, each stone, each animal, each drop of water is a necessary and glorious part of the whole. I want to say that again because I think that's really important. Everything, every person, every animal, everything is a necessary part of the whole. And the whole is divine. The more we orient ourselves to the wonders we encounter every day, the more we appreciate them. The more we appreciate them as part of ourselves, part of our universe, the greater our capacity to love, the greater our capacity to experience joy, the greater our capacity to experience ourselves as the divine. So, this week, this month, I invite you to practice that meditation, to take a moment and really be with something, an object, a person, be curious about it, be in awe about it, and know that there is an infinite intelligence guiding, guarding, and directing all things all the time for good, and good being life-affirming, like my story of Brazil and getting COVID. Life-affirming, life-promoting. I was not in awe then, but maybe if something like this happens next time, I'll remember just to be in awe and go with the flow. So, in closing, I invite you to allow my words to become your words as I speak this prayer. Knowing there is one power, one presence, one idea, one mind, just one divine thing happening here, and that is God. And God is light, life, love, joy, wisdom, beauty, and abundance. And because there is only one thing happening here, and because those are the God qualities, I have to be that. Because I cannot be any other thing than that. And what's true for me is true for each and every person hearing my voice, either here in person or virtually. Because the mind of God is everywhere. So I speak my word right here and right now for each and every person, but grounding it in the I am that is me. I am in wonder of God's creation. I am in awe of everything. I am in this place of openness, curiosity, joy, and abundance. For that is the world I live in. I let go of anything that wants me to look towards the future, look towards the past, think that things should be different. I let go of that, and instead I turn to the present moment, right now, where I am guided, guarded, and directed. And I am in awe and curiosity about life. So I release this prayer treatment into that law that always says yes, with a grateful heart, because I know it is already done, because my word has been spoken and the law has been invoked. I release it. With a smile on my face, I say, thank you. And so it is. Thank you. So now it is the time for the giving of our gifts. Thank you for all of the ways that you continue to give and tithe and meet your pledge for Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. We are honored to continue to support you spiritually. We appreciate your gifts, your tithes, your donations, and they're important because they help us to fulfill our vision statement of helping to create a world that works for everyone. As we engage with the law of circulation, we remember that God is our source. We cannot outgive God, but we can open and receive more than we ever have before. So I just want to put a little plug in here too. Core Council is, we're getting ready to look at our budget. So if you have not sent in your pledge cards, it's not too late. Please send in your pledge cards if you haven't done that yet. And if you have, we appreciate that. Thank you. If you would like to use the square, Robin has the square up there. And if you have already given online, I invite you to put your hand over top of the basket if you'd like and put some love, love, love in there. If you cannot give today, I invite you to still put your hand over that basket and put some love, 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 and also receive some love, love, love in there. So if you'd like to, Take your gift, pledge or donation or your tithe in your hands, put it over your heart, and say the affirmation with me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
As we witness the circulation, please join us in singing, God is my source. 1, 2, 3.
God is my source. There's only one life that is the essence of one. This one is full of infinite abundance, infinite flow, and ease. It's its nature to give, to provide, way beyond need. I am one with its goodness and plenty, heaped up in overflowing abundance. The richness of this universe flow easily through and around in all those things which your Creator brought forth, and those things are right here, right now. I call these gifts today abundant as together we move our center into an overflowing place, knowing that what is done has been done, and as a center we stand in all of our unselfishness and supply, knowing that as we reach for it, all the love, support, and abundance that we reach for is there just waiting for us to take it. For God only knows abundance. There is no struggle, only wonder. With a great sense of gratitude, I call it good and I call it done. I'm so thankful for all those standing with me to support this center and being all that it can be. The law has said yes, as together we manifest mountains. I let go, I let it be, and please sing with me. And so it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be.
So I'd like to thank our practitioners this morning. Thank you, Sarah, for stepping up and stepping in and doing our meditation and for holding high watch for us today. Thank you, Tammy Evans, for being on platform with me today. And a big thanks to our featured musician and our song leader and our music virtuoso guru goddess, Carissa Holmes. Thank you very much. Seriously, thank you. Thank you to our center trio as well. Tony Bernardi on piano, Steve Baracus on bass, Jimmy Casto on drums. Also, thank you Rob Kuhn, for being on sound. Thank you Julie Coburn for being our service coordinator. Thank you to Dave Scarborough for being our for live streaming. And thank you to Robin and Debbie Conkle for being on slides. And thank you all for being here this morning. Yes, so thank you. Thank you all. If you're joining us for the very first time today, which I'm looking around, I don't think anyone here in person is, I know nobody here is joining us for the first time. If you are joining us for the first time online, we would like to send you some information, if you are interested, about who we are and what the Science of Mind is. So you can either contact us on Facebook, you can send us a message, or you can call the office, and our phone number is on the website. Also, if you are not receiving the information about services, please call the office. If you're not receiving that email, we send it out every other week. You can either call the office or send us a private Facebook message. Thank you for spending this beautiful, rainy January morning with us today. So please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.
So let's all stand and sing this song that everybody knows.